Google is starting to make noises about another penguin-like update, and I don't really think it matters. I've got 3 reasons why. Now, first off, for some context, we've got this article here from Barry Schwartz over at the Search Engine Roundtable, where Google strongly warns against manipulating mentions for AI. Google is starting to make noises against securing external brand mentions. As we go through the article, Barry's collated a few different sources where they're making the same noises around shutting down securing external brand mentions, which is something that's really, really taking off for AI SEO at the moment. For a quick bit of context on the tactic, AI essentially just regurgitates it, just reconstitutes what it's already seeing. So you go out and you secure these brand mentions, these external mentions that are consistently mentioning your brand in a positive light, and especially any kind of USPs that you would want to get surfaced in AI SEO. You keep repeating those particular USPs in as many external sources as you can. AI sees them, collates them, and then is more likely to spit that back out to the searcher when they're looking for things in your sector. It's a tactic that's working super, super well at the moment, and in fact, it's working so well that Google's starting to caution against it. They're coming out with this kind of guidelines, and they're starting to push back against it. They're starting to make those noises around updates that will be coming down the line. And Barry, editorializing a little bit, does mention that it reminds him of the pre-Penguin link building services, the pre-Penguin days. Now, for anyone who doesn't know, Penguin was a massive, massive update that happened several years ago now, in which link building, a very, very primitive early days version of link building, were working super, super well. So with PBNs, with link wheels, all that kind of thing. It was working amazingly until Google came along with the Penguin hammer and absolutely smashed it to pieces. Now, if they're making those kind of noises, those kind of penguin-like noises around brand mentions, why is it that I'm not particularly concerned about it? I've got 3 different reasons. Reason number 1 is that the tactic of brand mentions is working so well right now. It's unbelievably effective. You go out, you secure the external mentions, and you see it fed into AI responses. You secure the external mention, and it appears in the AI responses. It's almost immediate. The speed with which it works is fantastic. The efficacy and the results that you get back are so good. So the tactic's working. Why would that make me not concerned about Google's advice around it? Well, because of the lag between Google's advice, between them coming out with this kind of thing, and then anything actually happening off the back of it. They can make noises for ages around like, oh, our systems are going to be shutting this down, we're making all that stuff. But for now, if the tactic's working, you might as well keep investing in it. Sure, if you're particularly concerned, you can pull back on it immediately. But in any time where you're doing that, that is time where your competitors who aren't pulling back will go out and start winning and keep winning. And they'll build up that lead on you that will just be so hard to claw back. If the tactic's working, then in our opinion, it's absolutely still worth going for. Okay, so the tactic's working, but surely you should be concerned about when the tactic stops working and what would happen then. Well, that leads me on to point 2 of why I'm not particularly concerned. And actually, that is the way that they handle the punishments around tactics when they start working now. We've got it here actually in this article. It's referring to the link building here, but we've got which Google's internal systems detect, disregard, and ultimately ignore. And that's the really important part. Ultimately ignore. The days, while people still have memories of them, the days where Google was particularly vindictive with the kind of punishments that were coming down with link building tactics and that sort of thing, they're long gone. Unless you're doing something particularly eye-catching, particularly spammy, particularly egregious, then these days it's far more likely that a concerning link would just simply be ignored. Partly because of what we see around negative SEO and how hard it is to stop that from happening to sites. It's not in Google's interests to go around and actually start negatively affecting those sites. So therefore, it's much better if they just go, well, we're just going to ignore this link flat. Is that sad for the tactic if that does start happening? Absolutely, it would be sad for the tactic, but it's not something where there is that level of concern around it that you have to absolutely panic that, oh, if one day this stops working, this will also be immensely negative to my site. which does finally lead on to point number 3 of why I'm not that concerned. There's nuance to this, baby. Really, when you're talking about these kind of tactics, what I believe was kind of, I think part of the article was mentioning that this is kind of Kenjiki on LinkedIn after a popular AI software platform started to promote the ability to automate the process of buying brand mentions. Okay, once AI is getting involved with it in itself, that is talking at a scale, at a volume that of course is going to start catching eyes. Of course it's going to start tripping filters. But that's not what we're referring to as the tactic. That's not what we're selling here with our individual placements. When we're doing brand mentions, when we're referring to brand mentions, we're talking about these individual, targeted, surgically created, and usefully created articles. Going out there and securing those kind of brand mentions for yourself is entirely scalable. It is manageable, and it's so much harder for Google to be detecting at mass scale, and it's not the kind of automated spam that they're deeply concerned about. If you're going out and securing genuine reviews that really are comparing several different competitors, if it really is bringing up both the pros and the cons of the brand that you're mentioning, if it really is just highlighting a USP that, look, this brand, they're the only people offering this particular thing, if you're just bringing attention to the fact that your brand is particularly good at this one thing, particularly innovative, if you're going out and getting those press releases saying that, yeah, you've just launched this brand new product, you're the first in this sector, then that's totally fine. That's just actual marketing that you're going out and doing and securing. And it can be it can be easy to conflate the two together, to see this kind of warning about, well, going out and securing a brand mention. But ultimately, if you go out and do get genuine paid reviews, if you do go out and do actual PR work, that means look at the digital PR work that you can be doing to help influence AI, sure, by getting your brand out there, but also that is genuine earned media, earned digital PR. How are Google going to go ahead and shut that down? They're not. And that's not the kind of thing that you need to be worried about here. It can be quite easy when you're seeing these kind of white hat takes that are really, really painted with a very broad brush here of, oh, well, going out and securing any kind of brand mentions, oh, well, better steer clear of that. And it can be quite easy for your customers to start seeing that sort of thing and start flapping about it. But ultimately, across these 3 different takes, it's just not something that you particularly need to be concerned about, even if they are starting to warn a little bit about the next brand apocalypse that might be coming. But what do you think about it? Let us know in the comments below. And is it something that you're particularly concerned about, or are you just going to ride the tactic until it stops working? Like I say, let us know down below, and don't forget to like or subscribe for more kind of takes on this and SEO tactics that really are actually working. Cheers.